You guys, it is here. It is time for my 50 Shades of Black Project Pan finale. This has been a year of panning in the making and 3 months of absolute panic because I have been so behind. If you guys have been following my last few updates, you know I've been very nervous about this finale because, again, I didn't know if I was going to make it. Quick reminder, this is a Fantastic Ladies collab project that was created by Jessica, Amanda, and CeCe. I will link all of those lovely ladies in the description box below, along with the Fantastic Ladies Facebook group. This is obviously a year-long project pan, and we change colors every year. So last time it was 50 Shades of Brown. This time it is 50 Shades of Black. And the project starting this month and going to next April is 50 Shades of Blue. In this project, we roll in 50 products all related to the color of the year, in this case, black. And I thought, oh my gosh, that's gonna be so easy. But it turns out 50 products is 50 products, and you can only pan so many black liners and mascaras. I don't know if anybody is panning a black eyeshadow. Maybe some ambitious person out there is doing that. And I have so much respect for that person, but it was not going to be me. No matter what color we're working with, 50 products is a challenge. And I was never going to get to 100% completion. That was never on the table. But I managed last year in 50 Shades of Brown to get to 68% completion, which was 34 of 50 products. And honestly, I thought that was pretty good. And I was really, really hoping that I would be able to at least do that well this year. So the last few months I have been just playing catch up, trying so hard to get to that 68% completion goal. Let's see how I did. I am going to talk about my rollouts for this month first. So those are the products I was still working on as of the last update and have now met my goal on. And then I will briefly mention the products that I was not able to meet my goal on. I'm going to tell you how many times I used the product, and Editing Rebecca will put the weights down here somewhere. Now, Editing Rebecca is going to do us another solid, and she is going to put either pictures or footage of the products I'm talking about up on the screen because I don't have them all here to show you. I'm actually in the process of taking everything out of this room, which means everything outside this frame here is an absolute disaster. And if I have to hunt down every single one of these products right now, like at this moment, this video is just not happening. So in the interest of actually getting this video filmed today, I may not have the items to hold up, but I will make sure there is some kind of footage or images of the completed, or as the case may be, not completed item on the screen. First product, my Makeup by Mario lip liner in the shade Smoky Pink. She was already pretty small when I rolled her in. She started out life as a deluxe size pencil that I think I got it as a birthday gift or a points perk or something like that at Sephora. So she started out as like a half size pencil. It is a very My Lips But Better tone, leaning slightly warm. I think if you're not a cool tone like me, it'll probably read cool on you, but on me it's just a little bit warm. However, it's one of the very few that I have found over the years that doesn't just turn straight orange on me. So I actually really did enjoy this lip liner. I managed to finish the whole thing. I went back and forth this year about whether or not I was actually going to be able to get her done, but we got there, and she is finished after 48 uses in this project. Watching other people's panning videos, I've noticed that a lot of them, their usage numbers are a lot higher than mine. And I think that goes to the fact that I have a very large makeup collection, and my goal every year is to touch everything. That is my primary goal, to not get to the end of the year without having used every product. And in order to do that, I have to spread my attention a little bit more than I might otherwise. Also, just temperamentally, I am not a one lipstick till it's done type of girl. I'm just not. So 48 uses to complete this lip liner may not seem like a lot to you, but it is a lot to me, especially over this last year where I actually went for several months after having my baby wearing very little makeup. So I'm really proud of having finished this lip liner. Next, we have my NYX eyebrow pen in the shade Black. This is the second eyebrow pen that I have finished in this project. And this one, I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to get it finished. I thought it was done at my February roundup last month. And then when I went to swatch it for you guys, more product came out and then it just started performing again. So it was anybody's guess whether I was going to be able to get it done or not, but I managed to get 9 more uses out of it after our last update, and that finished it off. I showed it to you guys on my March empties, and she is finally done. I am going to repurchase that one because those NYX eyebrow pens are fantastic. I don't think you can beat them for the price. The only high-end brow pen that I have tried is the Urban Decay Brow Blade, which I do like, but honestly, I don't think it's any better than the NYX, and I'd rather pay NYX prices than Urban Decay prices. Next, I have the Urban Decay All Nighter. I only managed to get 2 more uses out of this product after our last update. And honestly, that only made a total of 8 uses in this project. It was, to be fair, a little bit of a gimme product, but 50 products is a lot. You need some gimme products in there. Next, I finished my Innisfree BHA Pore Cleansing Foam. This is a fantastic cleanser. I actually cut this thing open just to get the last remnants of it because I just really, really like this cleanser. I have a backup. I have not cracked into it yet because I'm working on something else right now, but I will get to it. And if I see it again at TJ Maxx, which is where I picked this up, I'll grab it again. It is a fantastic foaming cleanser, probably one of my favorites, if not my favorite that I have tried. I also managed to finish my eyeshadow sticks. I actually have those here to show you. I have my Kiko Milano eyeshadow stick in the shade 38. I think it's Cool Taupe. It's the old one, the one that has been discontinued. And then I have the Laura Mercier Caviar Stick in the shade Moonlight, right? Moonlight? Intense Moonlight. I had these rolled in for 15 uses a piece, and I actually used the Kiko 17 times and the Laura Mercier 18 times. This Intense Moonlight makes a really, really nice inner corner highlight. It also is super nice on the bottom waterline, and this Kiko is just a really quick, pretty one and done taupey eyeshadow. I very much enjoyed these, and they are rolling out. Here's one that I didn't know if I was going to be able to finish, you guys. And I'm pretty excited about it. This is my ABH contour stick in the shade Mink. Guys, she is done. We're down to the plastic here. I probably could take a brush and dig down in there. There's plenty more product below the plastic, but I do have a backup waiting for me. And I don't know, I might go in here with a brush, but for the purposes of this project, I consider this an empty. I am really pleased to have met my goal on that one. I did not know if I was going to make it, but here we are. Finishing this was a little bittersweet. This is my favorite contour of all time. I do have a backup, but I'm pretty sure this has been phased out since ABH released their new contour sticks, which I have not tried. And yeah, I'm sad that it's gone, but I'm really pleased to have been able to finish it. Another Anastasia Beverly Hills product, I have been using the Dip Brow. This was on sale and I kind of just picked it up out of curiosity on a whim. I've been experimenting with new ways to do my brows since I discovered laminating them, pretty much after the entire world has already had their fill of laminated brows. That's when I try it. I have really enjoyed this for creating just really very thin brow strokes. This does a fantastic job. I've used it on my brows today. I actually think this does it better than my NYX brow pen or any other brow pen that I have used, to be honest. But it takes more time, which is the reason I'm probably going to repurchase the NYX brow pen. I'm still going to keep using this, absolutely, on those mornings when I have a little bit more time to dedicate to painstakingly doing my brows. But it's nice to have the brow pen just to have a quicker option. In any case, I rolled this in for 30 uses, which, given the number of other brow products I had in this project and also in my Throwback 30 project pan, maybe a little unwise, and I was slightly unsure about it as of the last update, but we managed to get there, and I think today was 30 of 30 uses. So just under the wire, we made it. Another one I really wasn't sure that I would be able to finish was the metal side of this Huda Beauty dual-ended liquid eyeshadow. This is called their Matte and Metal Melted Shadows. I think these have been discontinued, but I have several of them and I love them. I rolled both of these in as individual products and I managed to meet my 30 use goal on both of them. I was not sure I was going to be able to get to 30 uses on this one because she's gone. There's no more product in here. I actually took out the stopper and everything. There's daylight at the bottom of this thing. There's just nothing else coming out. The last time I used it, I had barely enough to prime my eyelids. And to be honest, I think my eyeshadow was a little patchy at that point, but we made it to 30 uses on that one. The metal side, to this point, I have really only used it as an inner corner highlight. And I was also working on my Give Me Glow Pink Moscato Wasted. It's technically a highlight, but I don't like it on my cheekbone, so I use it primarily as an inner corner highlight. So because I had 2 products I was trying to finish that were performing the same function, and it seemed silly and kind of wasteful to double up, I was forced to use this shimmery side of this product in a different way, and I discovered that I really, really enjoy it. Brushed over the center of the eyelid and just patted in, it just gives the softest, prettiest sparkle. It's especially nice on those days where I think maybe I don't want a super intense foiled look, but I'm not feeling the all matte either. Just a little bit of this on the center of the lid just gives a little bit of a glow, a little bit of dimension. I just really, really have enjoyed it that way. And honestly, this one's getting pretty low too. I think I maybe have another 5 uses on this shimmery side before this product is completely gone. And I don't finish liquid eyeshadows very often, like finish them completely. Usually they have to be retired before I can finish all of the product. I did finish one in last year's 50 Shades project, in the 50 Shades of Brown project pan, but it was just a little mini. And so to finish a full-size double-ended liquid eyeshadow, I am pretty proud of this one. And I also was really delighted to find another way to use this that I enjoyed so much. I think I mentioned this in my March roundup, but that is one of my favorite things about project panning, is the way that it encourages you to find new ways to use products and takes things that maybe you weren't wild about before and helps you learn to love them. I just really enjoy it when that happens. And while I did like this product as an inner corner highlight, I found a way I liked it even more, to be honest. And that was just a lovely experience. So I'm really, really pleased at all the use I got on this during this project. So I used the matte side a total of 11 times since the last update. And I think that actually put me over goal. Yeah, that's 4 over goal. So I used it 34 times in total. For the metal side, I had significantly further to go on the metal side. So we just got to 30 uses on this one, but either way, these are done and rolling out. The other product that was kind of fighting with the metal side of this for usage was my Pink Moscato Wasted Highlighter from Give Me Glow. Technically, it's a highlighter, but I don't like it on my cheeks. So I use it mostly as an inner corner highlight, and it is really pretty in that capacity. But the idea of trying to get this done and the Pink Moscato done at the same time was a little bit, I wasn't sure. At my last update, I was not sure I was going to be able to finish both of them, but I did. I managed to get all of my uses on Pink Moscato Wasted, honestly, with a few days to spare. I basically had to use one or the other, and sometimes both, almost every single day since the last update. I wasn't sure if I could do that, especially because I tend to not wear makeup every single day, but I really put in a lot of effort over this last month to meet those goals, and we did it. We managed to meet both of those goals. Now, I know I keep saying this, but here is another product that I really was not sure that I will be able to finish over this last month. This is my NARS Translucent Crystal. Let's see, what is it called? Light Reflecting Setting Powder in Translucent Crystal. I purchased this as an under eye setting powder, and it is really nice when used in that capacity. But I started really kicking myself after rolling this into the project because I tend not to use under eye setting powders during the winter. During the colder months, my under eyes are not particularly oily, and I use a self-setting concealer. So I usually forego powder under my eyes entirely during those drier months of the year. It's only when we get into the warmer months and my skin is properly oily, and then my mascara starts to run and my eyeliner starts to move, and I have to go under there and use a little bit of powder. But honestly, we're not there yet. Right now, it is overcast and it is windy and it is a little bit chilly out still. So I was not able to use this consistently as an under eye setting powder. It just didn't make sense for my skin. And I am not all about panning something in a way that doesn't make sense for me. I don't like using products that I don't feel actually add anything to what I have going on here. I have nothing against trying things in new ways to see if I can find a way to use it that makes sense, but I'm not going to powder my under eyes when my under eyes don't need powder just so I can get my uses on that. It feels wasteful to me, and I kind of feel like it contradicts the purpose of panning, at least for me, which is to more consciously use and enjoy my makeup products. So what I ended up doing with this is I used it as a touch-up powder. Even though we're still kind of in the cooler months and my skin isn't properly oily, even in the wintertime, I tend to get a little shiny through the T-zone over the day. So I just popped this into my bag and I whipped it out every time I got a little dewy, and I really ended up loving it in that way. I think I'm going to continue to use this powder in that way. The reason I think this is so nice is because the formula is so thin and it is very hard pressed. Very little product comes off. Even if you put your fingers in it, if you were using a puff, you get just the tiniest whisper of product. And I really feel like when you're going over existing makeup with powder, you really want that very thin veil. Otherwise, especially for those of us with oily skin, it can start to look a little heavy. This does not look heavy. I really, really like it for this purpose. So I think this has been upgraded to my new purse powder. So I rolled this in for 30 uses and miraculously, I managed to use it 30 times since the last update. Next, we have my Clinique Black Honey Almost Lipstick. This is another one I wasn't able to find prior to sitting down, but she is done. She is done. She was in my March empties. This is a product that was pretty close to done when I rolled it in, but it was very old in my collection. It just had taken me so long to get through this product because I didn't like it. I love the color, but I don't like the Almost Lipstick formula because I find it drying on my lips. Which again, I said this in my March roundup, but it's very strange for such a balmy product to feel drying. But after several days of wearing it on its own, I just don't like how my lips feel. I feel like they need a treatment. I need a break from the Almost Lipstick because my lips really start to feel very dehydrated. So when I want that black honey color, I'm reaching for my black honey lip oil, which is much more moisturizing and still has that delightful black honey berry tint that I just can't seem to replicate with any of the other dupes that are out there. So at my last update, I had already gotten it down below the rim and I wasn't able to apply it straight from the tube anymore. But I had found a way that I really enjoyed it, so I continued using it with a little lip brush and digging in there. Not with the intent to use all of the product, but I had decided I was just going to keep using it until it was annoying. I actually only got another 3 uses out of it before I was just like, okay, I can't be bothered with this anymore. And I called it done. So it went out in my last month's empties. And you guys, I actually bought another one. Okay, despite what I said about not liking it, I did find a way to use it that I really enjoyed. I have acquired several nude lipsticks that really suit me, which I really haven't been able to find over the last several years. Everything pulls warm on me. Over this last year or so though, all of a sudden we're getting all of these cool lip products and it has been so nice for me. I basically just bought them all. I'm not gonna lie, I've basically just binged on all of the nudes that I can find that actually work on me, and I have been wearing a lot of them. The way that I started to really enjoy using the Almost Lipstick was to add it on top of a nude lip, just in the center, to add a little bit of that berry tint. I've just loved that look of a very nude or a nude pinky lip with just a little bit of berry in the center. It gives it a very subtle ombre. So I really did come to enjoy using that Almost Lipstick in that capacity. Enough so that when Sephora marked down the Black Honey lipstick a couple weeks ago, I think they marked it down to about $18. I bought another one. Again, this is what I love about project panning, is learning to love my products in new ways and maybe learning to love some products that I thought I didn't care for. You know, what a delightful surprise that is. It's like buying something new and exciting, but you don't have to spend any money. It's already in your collection. I just love having that experience, and that is definitely what happened for me with the Clinique Black Honey. Next, we have a couple of eyeshadow palettes. I had my Natasha Denona Mini Eye Sculpt palette in for 30 uses per shadow. That was a real endeavor, using each of those shadows 30 times, especially because there were some shadows that I felt were more useful to me than others. And I really, again, had to work at using some of them in new ways. The 2 darkest shades were already rolled out as of the last update. I was just working on those lighter 3, and I did manage to reach 30 of 30 uses on all 3 of those shades. I haven't used the palette since because honestly I was a little sick of it. Last eyeshadow palette, I rolled in a Pat McGrath eyeshadow palette. This is my favorite Pat McGrath eyeshadow palette. It is her Mothership 10 Moonlit Seduction. This is just such a well-balanced palette for me. I love everything in here. I love every single matte, and I love every single shimmer. This palette has the special shades in it. I really enjoy those, although they're very flaky and sometimes hard to work with. They are really special eyeshadows. I've never come across another formula like those special shadows, although I have been told that there is an Italian brand that does a very similar shadow. I can't remember the name of the brand, but I will put it up here on screen when I edit this video. Apparently they make a shadow that is just like Pat McGrath's special shadows, if you are missing those now that they're gone. Now I rolled this palette in No Pan Left Behind ×2. That's how I decided to approach most of my eyeshadow usage in projects is the no pan left behind style, maybe times 2 or times 3, depending on how much time I want to spend with the palette. But I realized at the beginning of the year, I just have so many eyeshadow palettes. I can't be devoting like pan that palette type effort into every palette. Otherwise, half of my collection is going to go unused, and that is unacceptable to me. I have a lot of beautiful eyeshadows, and I do really crave variety in my everyday makeup usage. So in order to get full use of more eyeshadow palettes, I have been going for them no pan left behind style. I think I ended up using this palette 6 or 7 times. I used everything in here at least twice. These ones here I'm showing you on the screen, I used those 3 times. And this shadow here I used 4 times. That's such a beautiful shadow. It is so pretty. I'm actually wearing it very lightly over the lid today, and my goal is met on this one as well. Now listen, you guys. Okay, those are my rollouts. We're going to talk very briefly about the products that I was not able to finish. One of them I have here. This is my Benefit FanFest mascara. And I have not used it in, I think, about 6 weeks now. As of the last update, I told you I was not going to be able to finish it. And now I'm going to tell you why. It's because I went to use an eyelash curler about 6 weeks ago. I don't often use eyelash curlers because I just find them fussy and annoying. But this day I had just okay, here's what it is. I had recently seen a short with a makeup artist who was sharing her technique of how to get falsy looking lashes just with mascara. And one of the things she said was you absolutely have to be using an eyelash curler. Otherwise you're not going to be able to get the effect that you want. So I thought, okay, fine. I'll use an eyelash curler. I went and got my very lightly used Tweezerman eyelash curler that a friend bought for me ages ago when she saw the cheap J-Cat eyelash curler I had. She's like, no girl, you need a nice one. So she actually bought that for me. And it's a very nice tool. But when I went to use it, I didn't realize that at some point the curler had gotten bent and the 2 plates did not align perfectly. One of them slid down into the housing behind the other plate. Do you know what that does to your lashes? Because I do. It cuts them off. That's what it does. So on this eye, I am missing a huge chunk out of my eyelashes. They're just tiny little stumps. And it's probably going to take me 6 to 8 months to fully recover. Eyelashes generally do regrow, especially when they have been just cut and not yanked out, because you can damage the follicle if you pull them out. But even then, a lot of the times your eyelashes will recover. It just takes a long time. Ask anybody who has wrecked their eyelashes with eyelash extensions. It takes a long time to recover from the loss of your eyelashes. So right now I'm wearing those little eyelash extension clusters that you glue on the underside of your eyelashes because there's enough eyelash there to grip that, thankfully. And I'm pretty familiar with how to use those already, so that was good. But yeah, that's really annoying. And it kind of makes mascara a moot point for me. That is the reason why I had to basically just drop that and not continue using it. So needless to say, I did not meet my goal on the Benefit FanFest mascara, and I need to, I don't know, I'm probably going to end up having to toss this because it's going to be a long time till I can use it and really get the benefit out of it. Definitely past its expiration date. Another product I was not able to finish was my Morphe brow pencil in the shade Ebony. I think it was Ebony. Sadly, I rolled it in before I had used it and I discovered it's more of a deep brown, really, than it is a black. So it's not my favorite eyebrow pencil, to be honest. And if we're fair, I had a lot of eyebrow products rolled into this project. And I have another one rolled into my Throwback 30 project pan that I'm working on consecutively with this project. So that was one that I realized actually a couple of months ago. So 2 updates ago, I think I told you guys, listen, it's not going to happen. There's just too much product left. I cannot possibly get through that in the next 2 months and also finish my NYX brow pens and also finish my ABH dip brow uses. It just sadly was not going to happen. So I was not able to complete my Morphe brow pencil. I also was not able to finish my Illuminati Duochrome eyeliner because it broke off while I was using it and fell down the drain. I don't want to talk about it anymore. I'm so mad about it, but I did not technically finish it up. So while I did have some of you in comments saying, girl, count it, count it. But honestly, in total, I think I only got 9 uses on that stupid eyeliner that I hated anyway. So I didn't feel like that really justified calling it an empty. It was not an empty, it was a disaster. I hated that thing. That was the only hate pan I had in this project, honestly. So chances were I was going to dump it anyway. Another product that I was not able to complete was my Rimmel Exaggerize eyeliner. That is a black pencil liner that I unfortunately left in an Airbnb over Christmas and therefore was not able to complete either. I also was not able to complete my my Tresemme texturizing spray. This is a texturizing spray that I would use on maybe day 2 or 3 to kind of zhuzh up a little, like a blowout. But heat styling my hair has just not been on my radar for the last several months at this point. And so I didn't really have a need for the texturizing spray. The last thing I was not able to finish was my Clinique Black Honey Lip Oil. This was something I had rolled in before I rolled in my Clinique Black Honey Almost lipstick. And I rolled it in at the very beginning of the project thinking, I am in love with this lip oil. I am certainly going to be able to get it done in a year. Well, by the time January rolled around, I realized that was not going to happen. What I did not count on at the time when I rolled it in was rediscovering my love of lipstick over the last several months. And I just have not been reaching for my lip glosses the way I was before. So by the time January rolled around and I had half of the tube left, I was like, no, this is not happening. It's just not enough time to finish that amount of product unless I completely change the way I have been doing my makeup, put down the lipsticks, and just use the lip oil. If I had been willing to do that, I probably could have finished it, but I'm just having too much fun with my lipstick, okay? So I decided at the beginning of the year, this was not a product I was probably going to be able to get done. So I decided to just set that aside and not focus on it, and instead focus my attention on other lip products that I had rolled into this project and into other projects as well. So I think that's it. Is that it? Okay, so we have the Tresemme, we have the Rimmel liner, we have the Black Honey Lip Oil, we have the Illuminati Duochrome liner, we have the Benefit FanFest, and we have the Morphe Brow Pencil. That's 6 products. You guys, I don't know why I was so panicked last month. I don't know. I don't know if I did my math wrong. I don't know if I just wildly underestimated my abilities to finish these products. I don't know why I was so terrified, because that is 44 of 50 products completed. That is 10 more than I needed to reach 68% completion, which was my goal. To be honest, I am a little shocked. I thought I was going to squeak by. Honestly, I must have done the math wrong. Somewhere. I failed in there somewhere, because 10 more than I needed? I have no idea what I was so concerned about. I was shooting for a 68% completion, and I reached an 88% completion. I can't tell you how thrilled I am with this result. I feel 44 of 50 products is enormous. It's amazing. And while not all of them were completion goals, I really got some solid progress on a lot of the products in my collection, which really is what I look to panning projects to help me do, is to just get more use out of more things in my collection. Now, off the high of that major win, because I do feel like this is a major win, I'm so excited. I want to make the announcement that I do not intend to continue with the 50 Shades project pans. I am not going to be doing 50 Shades of Blue in this coming year, and it's not because of the color, you guys. Although, I don't know, maybe because of the color? I think it probably would be easier to find products in blue than it seems like it would be. I just would have to reach for more of my skincare and hair care and possibly nail care in order to get that done. There would be a much lower percentage of the project that would be makeup. In any case, blue is a challenging color, absolutely. But again, that's not my primary reason for choosing to not participate in the next year. The reason is because I've realized that I really do prefer prompt-based panning projects. I just find them more fun. I am having so much fun with my second year of Throwback 30. I am having so much fun with Deck of Panning. And I do think I have a little bit more room in my monthly rotation. Not this month. This month has been garbage, but I do think I have a little bit more room to include another project. So I have not yet decided what project that I want to participate in, but I do want to participate in a prompt-based project. I actually also do really enjoy doing randomized projects. I find that really fun as well because you just never know what you're going to get. So I'm going to be shopping around for a new project to participate in. If you have any favorites that you think fit the bill of either a prompt-based project or a kind of a randomized project where you spin a wheel or you roll some dice or you draw some cards, okay? If you have a favorite one that you think I would enjoy, please let me know. Give me some ideas on what project that I can use to replace this one. That is it for me, you guys. I'm so happy with how this project turned out. So happy, and honestly more than a little surprised. Let me know if you thought, based on my last update, whether or not I was going to make it. No fibbing, okay? Thank you so much for spending this time with me, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.